Look, if you're a real estate investor or business owner and you're looking to get some business funding, I want to talk about how to get multiple revolving credit limits up to $200,000 at 0% interest for 12 to 18 months in as little as 10 to 21 days without any tax returns, bank statements, or collateral, even if your business is brand new, has inconsistent revenue, or you're a brand new investor. So that you don't have to over leverage your personal funds, get denied on low approval limits, or give up equity by bringing on a partner unless you absolutely don't have to. All without interest payments, the headache, or taking a gamble of the guesswork. And so my promise for you today is to be the best recording you've heard yet on maximizing profits by discovering new ways to get business funding, all without high monthly fees, interest, or profit shares. So if you have a 700 credit score and you're wanting to gain access to up to $200,000 in 0% interest for 12 to 18 months, this can help fund your down payments, your rehab, your marketing dollars, your payroll, and overall just your overhead and everyday expenses. Okay, if you don't have a 700 credit score, I can go over alternative options, but ultimately it's going to involve some form of credit repair to get you there or apply for a business loan that doesn't require as strong as credit. So we have options for that as well. Okay, regardless, I will help you learn how to access business funding without the fear of denials, low limits, and how to maximize your terms, all without interest. Ultimately, so you take home more profit by reducing your payback options, all without over leveraging personal funds, pulling out of retirement and savings, giving up equity, interest payments, or having high monthly payments. And the best part is we can help not only get you the access of the funds you needed, but show exactly how to do it where you can rinse and repeat this process. This ultimately means getting infinite amount of funding over and over again, all with 0% interest for 3 to 5 years and beyond. Okay, so if you have a 700 credit score and you are sick and tired of watching great deals pass you by due to the inability to have funds readily available, you're not able to scale your marketing because you're waiting on the next deal to finally close, you're just deep down scared to either grow your team, spend, or marketing without putting, more of the unknown fear of the finances, right? And so if you're fearful of running out of cash, waiting on a wholesaler flip to finally pay you back, then this can be a great option. And so we'll help you learn how to get access to multiple revolving credit lines up to $200,000 at 0% interest for 12 to 18 months in as little as 10 to 21 days without tax returns, bank statements, or collateral. And so we'll lay out exactly which banks you need to go with in what order, how to optimize your profile exactly how the bank's underwriting department wants to see it, resulting in higher approvals, getting direct access to the business bankers, which give higher approvals and giving you that personal relationship that you can use again and again, how to even negotiate higher approval limits, and how to use this over and over again, getting revolving credit limits completely without interest, while also helping unlimited rounds of funding for the next 12 months. We'll show exactly what each bank wants to have on the application, again, reducing denials and low limits, and how to transfer current limits you're not using onto new 0% interest cards, recycling limits. We'll go over this in a little bit more, even if it's using multiple or different LLCs. We'll show you how to pull cash out of these at 0% interest to use towards purchases, down payments, or anywhere that credit cards are not accepted, and how to do balance transfers, allowing that 0% interest to be extended up to 3 to 5 years. Even if you have gotten denied in the past or unsure how all this stuff really works. Okay, the best part is we can do this completely done for you, or we can do it together and hold your hand through the entire process, all so you can learn the entire process, giving you freedom, education, and the banking relationships necessary to do this over and over again to not have to worry about running out of money. All in the next 10 to 21 days, so you don't have to worry about how do I figure all this stuff out on my own or how to submit apps that otherwise may disappoint, realizing now it is too late. So let's dive in. My name is Brett Watts. Our team has helped fund over $30 million in 0% interest funding for real estate professionals and business owners over the last few years. In fact, our team alone holds a portfolio of roughly 80 properties all across the US, as we are also investors. So trust me, I totally get it, understanding your overall challenges, goals, and lingo. And our clients ultimately make higher profits, close more deals, and generate way more leads. So if you crack the code to funding, you can crack acquisition. So clients like Carlos, he's actually in results driven as well. He's a wholesaler. He got access to $179,000 within 20 days of signing up with us. Now he's able to triple his marketing spend without the need of turning off marketing, wondering when the next deal is going to come through. We've got Cadian. He does fix and flips. Working with us, he said his credit score jumped 68 points going through our optimization strategies, and he got $142,000 in funding. Now, when he only relied on hard money loans, it was hard. He had sleepless nights, he came out of pocket with cash, and he didn't have the business credit. Now, he's got the cash flow and the credit flow, which makes his business a much better position and level. Then we have Paula. She does a real estate investor. She focuses on the BRRRR strategy. She says here that everything was fast, accurate, and well explained. She got about $105,000 approved within 48 hours of the application process, and now at $140,000 all without interest. She was able to use these funds to help with multiple flips and carry the holding costs, pay her contractors, and focus on the rehabs. There's even more results as well, ranging from $100,000, saying we're the real deal. They got 4 cards at $90,000, $105,000. Jeff and his wife got $150,000. Ron said we absolutely came through with him in order to help with that. And there's many, many more. That's just the surface level. But here's the thing, okay? I did not invent this process. In fact, I stumbled on it back in 2021 when my CPA told me I was going to have a big tax bill and I should buy some real estate. And even though I had personal funds, each property was depleting my cash faster than I had ever imagined. So I started researching for other creative solutions. And here's what I came up with. Whether hard money lending, bringing on a partner, DSCR loans, begging and trying to convince friends and family member to give me money, right? Business loans, personal loans, 0% interest credit card stacking. There's other things I stumbled on as well, but these were the main ones, okay? Now, here's the thing. I had zero intent to overpay on unnecessary fees, high interest, fast payback requirements, or to give up a lot of my equity unless I absolutely needed to. So I searched and combed through every possible scenario, whether it's the good, the bad, the ugly, and I just kept asking myself, but how do I get a revolving credit limit that's readily available when I need it? How can I pay back on my terms? And can I keep scaling without needing to pull out of my retirement and savings? Okay, I ended up going all in on the 0% interest credit card stacking. I ended up covering my down payment and furnished my first Airbnb, all without my own money, without giving up equity, and without interest and high monthly payback periods. And here's the Airbnb. It's actually located in Charlotte, North Carolina. This property currently nets me about $1,000 to $2,500 per month, depending on seasonality. And again, the best part about this, I didn't have to put my own money in order to get started. In fact, I used smart debt to get me there. Okay, so long story short, this one hack was able to allow me to grow way faster than what I could have done on my own. Here's another property, also in Charlotte, North Carolina. This time it paid for the down payment and the furniture. This property also makes about $1,000 to $2,500 a month, again, depending on Airbnb seasonality. Here's another property. This one's actually in Denver, Colorado. This one we cover the rehab costs, closing costs, holding costs. Right now, our mortgage for this is at $2,900. We rent it out for $4,200 a month. This net profits me $1,300 monthly. Okay. By this point, you get the idea. Revolving limits can be used on multiple projects and can be repeated every time I start a new LLC or I submit another application. This is one of my favorite homes located in North Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. It's walking distance to the beach. And ultimately, what all of this funding has allowed me to do is getting more funding, allows me to close on more deals, and gives me the freedom and the time to spend with my family or whatever it is that I actually love. Okay, so very, very important if you can figure out the funding. Unfortunately, with all the funding, it didn't come as smooth as I'd always wanted. Even with a great credit score, I still got denials. I even got a $3,000 limit in properly submitting applications. By then, it was too late, not much I could really do about it. Not only that, I racked up the balances at a 0% interest personal credit card. This actually tanked my credit score by dropping it 52 points just because I didn't truly understand how the crucial components actually work with this process. I was trying to do it all on my own and learning it. Okay. Now, the smallest details make the largest differences, and this can be the difference in tens of thousands of dollars in approvals. And if you submit it wrong, oftentimes it's too late and there's not much you can do. Now, We fund millions of dollars a month in 0% interest, and I learned that there are levels that are crucial components that you must follow to be successful. Okay, and that's what I'd like to share with you now. So please don't make the same mistakes that I've made. And once you crack the code to funding, I was so impressed with the results, it became my next business. I just needed to make sure that everyone does it the right way, right? Interesting fact about this business with Swiftline Capital, I actually used to fund it at 0% interest. Again, just like my real estate deals, I knew I wanted to grow and very fast, right? So this covered the marketing, it covered new software, and it covered payroll with hiring, all before we made our first dollar. So this works for brand new entities as well. Okay, this gave me the confidence I needed to grow at the speed, knowing that I didn't have the financial pressure of paying back loans right away. Okay, and here's how it works. Our success method, we do a soft pull with our software and our technology. This gives us a view of your full credit profile based on what underwriters need and require in order to get higher approvals. So this lets us know exactly what we need to do in order to optimize and how to present it to you as the perfect candidate. Okay, we then utilize that data from our software in order to custom create your unique and personalized funding game plan. Now, your game plan is going to outline which banks, which bureaus those banks pull from, and what order of operations that we want to do. And also by leveraging not only the banks, but our banking relationships, this can result in 3 to 5 times higher approvals. Okay, we simply recycle the limits constantly, increasing overall limits and increasing the introductory periods, extending that for 3 to 5 years. Okay, now to recap that, we leverage the data that we have from our software and all of the funding that we do. We then understand which banks we need to apply for and in what order, knowing how to apply with each individual bank, and then transferring existing limits as well as balance transfers in order to give us more time or higher approval limits. We then apply. We then remove inquiries. We negotiate higher inquiries. We apply again. And we basically just repeat this process by transferring limits and then rinsing and repeating and everything from there. Okay. Now, you may be wondering, but credit cards won't help me. What about paying down for down payments? How do I pay contractors if they don't take cards? What if I heard you can't buy a home without a credit card? There's lots of things from there, right? And I thought this was the case too. But once I realized this wasn't true, it funded multiple businesses, properties, cars I had on Turos, and investments. Again, it's important to make sure you use smart debt. Mine either pays me money or it buys back my time. Okay, and I will teach you exactly how to liquidate cash from with the 0% interest credit limits. Okay, it's similar to a cash advance, but please do not do that option. They'll charge 15 to 25%, sometimes higher, and limiting the amount that you can actually pull from it. So you can't even do, higher amounts from it. So instead, you can use websites like Plastique, Melio, Online Check Writer, Bill.com, Zill Money, and more. Okay, this will help pull out cash, which then gets wired into your checking account where you can do whatever it is that you need to do. Okay, we can also help teach you how to do it yourself. Step by step, we'll walk you through exactly how you can do it without using a third party if you don't need to. Otherwise, we also have liquidation partners that will do this completely for you. So, moral of the story, there's lots of ways that you can actually get cash out of that credit card in order to fund your deal, pay contractors, down payments, anything, and by pulling it out, you still have 0% interest. Not only that, you're actually racking up some really good credit card points, which can result in travel, flights, hotels, much more. Okay. Now, but Brett, what if I can't pay it back on time? What are the fees then? Great question. Okay. Remember, our creative funding solutions are really designed to be more short term. This is best for 1 to 3 years. It's not designed to be a mortgage where you can pay it back in 20 years. Okay. The average 0% introductory period is going to be for 12 to 18 months. Now, if you do need more time, you can simply do a balance transfer. Okay. How that works is once the card's about to expire, you apply for another new 0% interest card. Okay, this does 2 things for you. Number 1, it's going to act as an extension. Since the new card has 0% for 12 to 18 months, you now can start all the way over. And second, it avoids the 18 to 25% APR that you can otherwise need to pay each month. Now, some cards offer promotions at 0% balance transfer fees where you can transfer that to others, while others may charge 3%. Now, remember, this is a transaction fee. It's not recurring. It's not interest. It's a one-time. So, I don't know about you, but would you rather pay a one-time transfer fee of 3% to avoid 20%, all while getting another year or greater an extension to do over again, right? It's a no-brainer. But don't I still have to make payments every month though? I can't keep making all these payments getting buried in debt. Yes, here's the thing, 0% interest does not mean $0 payments. You still need to make payments, in fact, every single month. The average payment you need to be making is 1% of the balance, right? Not the limit, but the balance that you actually have spent on it. So if you get approved, say you get $100,000, you spend $50,000 of that. You would need to spend 1%, or excuse me, pay back 1% monthly of that $50,000. That's $500 a month. Now, here's the thing about that. I don't know any other loan out there that allows you to pay 1% monthly, okay? Whether it's a hard money loan or personal loan, business loans, line of credit, SBA, DSCR, they're all going to be, 8 to 12%, sometimes 20%, versus this option gives you the 1% payback period, right? So another question, doesn't maxing out credit cards hurt your personal credit score and overall utilization or debt to income? Yes, maxing out credit cards can make it harder to get approved for loans, refis, mortgages, and in fact, it can tank your credit score. Unless you use business credit cards. This does not report on personal. Okay, remember I told you a while ago my score tanked 52 points because I put it on a personal card. Now, business cards help shelter that debt. It protects both you and your credit score. So it's very important. We're looking at business funding at this point. By doing so, this gives you complete control over your finances where you only spend what you need. You pay back 1% monthly. And when you close the deal, you pay back again on your own terms. So you get to spend more the money again as it's revolving credit limits. And now that you've pulled the funds again, you need more time, you simply do a balance transfer or a limit transfer. This carries over the balances to a new card and it carries over the limits to a new card, lowering overall utilization. Okay, even though that doesn't impact your credit score. Now remember, we can help do all of this completely for you or with you by holding your hand, whether it be from the credit optimization, the credit repair, to banking your intros, submitting applications, and ultimately understanding which cards give you the transfer limits and balances for your best order of operations and strategy. And again, the best part, you're probably wondering, what if this doesn't work for me, right? And here's the hard truth. It may not work for you. It does not work for everybody based on your credit profile. But before we ever work together, our software lets us know immediately if you can get approved, roughly how much funding you can expect, how fast you can expect it, how to optimize for higher funding limits, and which banks you should go with that result in the highest funding potential. This is the same process that has worked for hundreds of investors that they rely on. So you can unlock tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars at 0% business funding, all without interest, bank statements, or collateral. Even if your business is brand new, has inconsistent revenue, or if you're a brand new investor. This is the same process for real estate investors just like you to increase profits, eliminate high monthly payments, and say goodbye to interest. So here's lots of success stories. We have even more you can check out on our website. But ultimately, we have cracked the code to understanding which banks you need to go with, which order of operations, which bureau that they're going to pull from, and how to strategically maximize the amount of funding per bureau. We can also help understand how to take advantage of your current cards, whether it's increasing limits, increasing balance transfers, in order to maximize the amount of time and the limits that you can do to rinse and repeat and recycle. And again, you can do this with multiple LLCs. It doesn't have to just be one. So most importantly, this will finally give you the confidence to invest in yourself and the business, all without passing up on deals or marketing and waiting on a deal to come through first. Okay, by knowing you can exactly how to pay back on your own terms, avoiding high monthly payments, and protect overall profits from interest, fees, and penalties. So if I can share a tip with you, here's something that I often like to do. I like to do a goal setting strategy, think of a big goal. Maybe, most people are going to think in 1 year or a month or whatever it may be, right? Real estate's a little bit slower. So if you're going to set a goal for 1 to 2 years, how many transaction deals would you like to get done? Whether it's flips, whether it's wholesales, whether it's BRRRRs, buy and hold, Airbnb, whatever your strategy may be, right? Then what if you had to get it done in half that time? How would you act differently at that point? What requirements would you need to do in order to make that goal a reality? Right? Usually, once you crack the code to funding and money, you typically have a real strategy on how to execute on your plan. You have all the confidence in the world. This confidence will result in faster action and implementation for you, but it also allows you to get there a little bit quicker. And the power combo, really, it's we can help provide funding at 0% interest, and then you've got results driven that can provide the marketing, the strategy, the operations, the SOPs, the coaching, the templates, the resources, everything else that you need in order to be successful, right? Combine these with a big goal, shrink your timeline, and watch how much faster and how much more confident you will be to actually get off the sideline and get more deals done, whether it's wholesaling, fix and flips, buy and holds, it doesn't really matter. Okay, and so whether you're a flipper and you need money for down payments, rehab costs, contractors, holding costs, payroll, marketing, closing, whatever it may be, or if you're a wholesaler and you need money for marketing, software, direct mail, payroll, etc., whatever it may be, right? This strategy can be the missing piece to hitting your goals. This can literally change your life like it has for mine. And again, quit stressing about when your next deal is going to come close. You don't have to worry about turning off marketing or turning off everything if you can't get something and waiting for deals just to pass you by, right? This only works for action takers, right? And so if you're curious to see if this can work for you and if you can get approved and how much funding you could receive, then simply scan this QR code here. I'll also put a link above or below this video that you can check out as well, right? There's no hard credit check, there's no obligation, but this will give you the transparency to first off, even knowing and understanding, is this an option for you? How much funding you can get, how fast you can get it, and if there's any optimization recommendations that we would have, which can result in 2 times, 5 times, much, much higher approval limits based on your current situation. So again, scan the QR code. It's not a hard credit check. We don't need any sensitive information like your social. We go based off your name and your address, simple contact info, and we're able to take a transparent look at your situation. And again, our software, based on all the funding that we do and all the data points, is going to give us the transparency of if you can get approved, how much and how fast. So again, hope you found that valuable. If you have any other questions, let us know. Otherwise, I hope to see you on the other side and we can explain exactly how much funding you can get to figure out if this is going to be a good opportunity for you.